Beneath the Waves, A Journey to WODCON 2025. Where do I even start? It feels like a dream now. WODCON, San Diego, the ocean, all those amazing people. I can still hear the voices, the laughter, the serious talks about the future of our coasts. It was more than learning. It was about feeling connected to something much bigger than myself. Monday, June 23rd, the first morning. The first day was full of excitement. I remember walking into the big hall with the bright lights everywhere, banners waving, and so many faces, all smiling and curious. Everyone was talking about the ocean, about building better, protecting more, working together. I felt a little nervous at first, but then someone smiled at me and said, "Welcome to WODCON." It made me feel at home right away. We all sat down and the opening ceremony began. The speakers talked about challenges, hopes, and how we could change the future. Their words stayed with me. This year, WODCON was special as WIDA, CETA, and EDA were all coming together at one conference. It felt important. Every case study I saw felt real. These weren't just slides, these were stories of problems solved and lessons learned. The speakers weren't just talking to each other. They were talking to all of us, and they reminded me that real innovation wasn't just about tools and machines. It was about trust, honesty, and really listening. I was writing so fast, I almost forgot to look up. But when I did, I saw everyone around me learning, connecting, and thinking together. In that moment, where we came from didn't matter. What mattered was what we could do together. The short courses. WODCON offered short courses throughout the week, giving us the chance to dive deeper into important topics. These courses covered a wide range of subjects designed for participants at all stages of their careers. One of the first courses I attended was Innovations Towards Achieving More Sustainable Management of Dredged Material, taught by Dr. Burton Sudell and Dr. Don Hayes. Dr. Sudell, a research biologist with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and Dr. Hayes, an independent consultant with over 3 decades of experience, outlined how beneficial use practices are evolving in the United States, driven by new national goals like 70% beneficial use target by 2030. They discussed shifts in Army Corps policies, emerging federal standards, and regulatory changes aimed at embedding sustainability into dredged material management. New tools and technologies enhancing sediment reuse were highlighted, alongside real-world case studies demonstrating successful applications across the country. The instructors also introduced the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, as a framework for measuring sustainability in dredging projects. Through an interactive form, the course emphasized that sustainable dredging practices are essential and achievable. That afternoon, I joined the Women of WIDA event. It was held on a sunny terrace with coffee, conversations, and the sound of the ocean in the distance. I looked around and saw women from so many places, engineers, scientists, project leaders, all sharing their stories. Being there, surrounded by women who were changing the shape of coasts and careers, it was more than inspiring, it was empowering. We didn't just talk about work, we talked about balance, confidence, and lifting each other up. I left that space feeling stronger, like I wasn't alone, and like I belonged. Tuesday, June 24th, Modern Tools and Future Visions. One of the highlights of my week was attending the Young WIDA event. It was more than just another session. It felt like a space where students and early career professionals like me could truly connect with one another. We met in a relaxed setting, shared our experiences, and discussed where the future of dredging might lead. I remember standing there, drink in hand, listening to someone from Texas A&M describe their first project in the Gulf of Mexico. It wasn't just educational, it was exciting. We laughed, we learned, and we began building something, not just contacts, but friendships that could help shape the future. One of the short courses I attended on Tuesday was Modern Clamshell Dredging with Duty Cycle Cranes, taught by Alexander Moosbrugger. Alex, who spent over 20 years at Liebherr, showed us how regular duty cycle cranes are adapted for dredging, what special features they require, and how digital systems now track efficiency and precision. It was a fascinating look into how dredging equipment is evolving with smarter technology. I came for the dredging, but I stayed for the key lime pie. The Coastal Flavors dinner was something I won't forget. The tables were full of colorful food with fresh seafood, local dishes, sweet desserts. People laughed, took pictures of their plates, and sipped mocktails by the marina. It didn't feel like a work event. but instead it felt like a celebration. During the breaks, I met so many people, some just starting out like me, and others who had worked in this field for years. We talked over coffee, shared stories, and learned from each other. Everyone has something to share, and every story taught me something new. One evening, there was live music by the beach. A jazz band played while string lights swayed in the breeze. People danced, talked, relaxed by the bonfire. Who knew coastal engineers could dance like that? Wednesday, June 25th, Finding My Leadership Voice. Another short course I joined was Leadership Mastery for Mid-Level Professionals, Effective Delegation, Stress Management, and Feedback Reception, which was taught by Catherine Thomas. Catherine's journey from flying Navy helicopters to leading nonprofit initiatives to helping establish Women of WIDA and the WIDA Fellowship Program was inspiring in itself. Her course focused on leadership development for people with 5 to 10 years of experience. It taught how to delegate wisely, manage pressure, lead with self-awareness, and give better feedback. I realized leadership isn't just about managing work, it's about lifting up people too. Thursday, June 26th, Technology and Teamwork. Another course I attended was called The Importance of Guidance Systems in Dredging and Construction Operations, taught by Mike Karras. Mike, with 34 years of surveying and construction experience, now leads marine construction sales at Trimble. He showed us how GNSS systems, 3D models, and real-time data acquisition are critical tools for today's precision dredging and safer construction. Friday, June 27th, a final goodbye. WODCON ended with a farewell trip to San Elijo. We boarded a ship, sailed along the coast, and visited a living shoreline project. As the sun set and the skyline of San Diego faded behind us, we laughed, danced, and shared one last evening under the stars. What a journey, but somehow it felt like it was just the beginning.